Coming to you live from Sacramento, California, with recent news on the Watergate scandal and Richard Nixon.
I have never been a quitter. To leave office before my term is completed is abhorrent to every instinct in my body. But as president, I must put the interests of America first. America needs a full-time president and a full-time Congress, particularly at this time with problems we face at home and abroad, to continue to fight through the months ahead for my personal vindication would almost totally absorb the time and attention of both the President and the Congress in a period when our entire focus should be on the great issues of peace abroad and prosperity without inflation at home. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
Hey, Mr. Monero, could I talk to you for a second?
What's he doing? Frank?
Frank, yeah.
Don't forget this.
Is the War Powers Act. And it's an interesting thing to look at because most presidents hate it, of course. It was passed in 1973, I believe, over President Nixon's veto, but most presidents try to ignore it whenever they can. It essentially compels presidents to consult with Congress, even get permission before sending combat troops anywhere if Congress hasn't declared war, which is, of course, a congressional prerogative. What is interesting about the War Powers Act, though, is there's a big glaring exception that does allow presidents to act, and that is if there is a state of emergency, if the United States has been attacked.
Coming to you live from Iran, where 66 U.S. diplomats are being held hostage. As Nick Jonas would say, trying to break the chains, but the chains only bring them down.
Carter was unable to get Begin to make any concessions that would really have locked up an agreement, to the point where Sadat just got fed up and said, well, I'm going home. I'm just not going to be here any longer. And literally sort of had his coat on and was out the door.
Carter begged Sadat to stay, appealing to their friendship and mutual trust, and reminding him of Egypt's good relations with the United States. Sadat decided to remain at Camp David.
Women unite! Girl power!
Something had started that was beginning to spread. A new kind of pride, identity, and consciousness that was about to turn the mass movements of the 1960s into new and different forms of activism.
Now, we fought the public accommodations fight 10 years ago with the blacks. Are we going to have to start all over again with women?
How about, would you like a sign up there that said blacks only or whites only? It's the same principle, sir. Women are persons. Women are people. And we want to be able to come and go through it, and we don't want to be intimidated by signs that say men's buffet.
Go. Because of this stagflation, I don't have a job. This economy blows. The unemployment rate's through the roof. I never see such high oil prices. How you spell OPEC? O-P-E-C, 1973 to 74. America. Thanks to the Tonkin Resolution, the war is being expanded. Vietnam, America, hoorah, hoorah, hoorah!
President Nixon is about to address the nation on the status of the peace negotiations on Vietnam.
Have concluded an agreement to end the war and bring peace with honor in Vietnam and in Southeast Asia. Within 60 days from this Saturday, all Americans held prisoners of war throughout Indochina will be released. There will be the fullest possible accounting for all of those who are missing in action. During the same 60-day period, all American forces will be withdrawn from South Vietnam. We must recognize that ending the war is only the first step toward building the peace.
Your old man did pretty good tonight. Why weren't you there, huh? You should have seen me. You guys hungry? No? Here you go. 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 Here you go.
2 hours later.
Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Huh?
Unknown to the American public, a secret report was commissioned by Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara. The highly classified document contains evidence of lying by the government about the reasons the war is being fought and the probability of success. In 1971, Daniel Ellsberg, one of the select group of Pentagon analysts who wrote the classified study, turns against the war.
They were prepared to prolong a war, and expand a war at each step, rather than to lose it, and Nixon was the same.
I want to end this war. The American people want to end this war.
Ellsberg believes that Nixon's pledge to get out of Vietnam is not to be trusted.
All I could do